Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast. DT, you're back. Football is back. I'm glad that football is back because, you know, we've been having a lot of these recently. And all of that's because we ain't been in the FA Cup. All these blank weekends, lots of rubbish gets said to and fro and all stuff like that. I like to talk about football. And football is back with a vengeance this weekend because this is a massive game. Manchester City versus Arsenal, Carabao Cup final. You know, I know over the years, when you look at the Carabao Cup, you say, Tin Pot Cup or whatever, when different teams have been in it or whatever. But I think this year it holds a lot of significance for Arsenal. Number one, the availability of trophies for us to win are very slim. This represents probably one of only 2 trophies that we got a chance of winning. We're out of the FA Cup. We've got no chance of winning the league.
Really?
Well, you turned into Ty now.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Ultra positive.
So basically, it's the Carabao Cup and the Europa League. Yeah. Those are the 2 trophies that we can realistically win this season. Mm-hmm. And, you know, to win this trophy, I always look on it sometimes and say, it's a bit like last year when we won the FA Cup. It was the teams that we beat, that we overcame to win that cup, which really made that victory of the FA Cup really special because we beat Man City in the semi-final, Chelsea in the final. This year, we're going to have to do it the other way around. We've beaten Chelsea in the semi-final. A lot of people didn't think we'd be able to do that over 2 legs. Yep. And now in the final, Man City, the team that's been blazing up everybody, can we beat City in the final? Can we win the Carabao Cup? Do you care about the Carabao Cup? Is it a Tin Pot Cup?
Well, this is the thing, right? At the start of the season, you've got 4 trophies to aim for. That's the last of the 4. That's standard procedure. It goes Premier League, Champions League. People will always have a debate over which is first and which is second. For me, I would probably say the Premier League because that shows you the best in your country over 38 games. Champions League, I really want to win it, but I'm probably never going to see it in my lifetime, especially if Arsene Wenger's still manager. That's just my opinion. And then you've got the FA Cup and then the League Cup. My thoughts on it are that it'll be a nice day out. If we win it, it'll be a nice feeling. But don't let it paper over the cracks. That's all I ask. Because I feel the FA Cups over the last few years have papered over a lot of cracks.
But it's another trophy, man.
I know it's another trophy, but...
It's another trophy. But
the reality is we are falling every year dramatically. We are falling. We've been out of the Champions League now for this season. We're struggling.
1 season. First ever time.
We're struggling to get back in it this year. League doesn't look like an option for the Champions League. Looks like we're going to have to put all our eggs in the basket for the Europa League. And that won't be easy. You know, we're nearly 30 points behind Man City in the league? It's not acceptable, Robbie. And things like the Carabao Cup are just papering over the cracks. You know,
it's a trophy.
I know it's a trophy, but listen, when we were in the height of challenging for trophies, like the Premier League, and we were getting to quarterfinals and semi-finals and even a final of the Champions League, the Carabao Cup was used as just something for the youngsters to gain some experience. Arsene Wenger never took it seriously.
No, he didn't. He's never won it.
No.
He's never won it, has he?
Played Chelsea in a final in Cardiff. Arsene Wenger still put the kids out.
That's when Walcott scored.
Scored his first goal. Yeah. Remember it well. And Diaby kicked racism out of football. Wasn't it? But, you know, he didn't... We're in a final. Most teams... You look at most managers that play kids all the way through, and then once you get to the semi and the final, they start to go, right, okay, we need to play the first team now. Wenger went, nah, still playing the kids.
Yeah, I remember.
And Drogba again.
And I mean, they played their first team, at Chelsea, and they just, you know, in the end overpowered us, even though we went 1-0 up.
And then, of course, Birmingham.
Well,
we remember that horrible rainy day. I was in absolute bits. But, you know,
I never forget that game, right? It's a good job we weren't doing ArsenalFanTV then. Jesus. I remember that game, man. I remember, there's like a McDonald's right by the ground, yeah? And I remember I went in there just before the game and I saw a friend of mine, right? He's from Birmingham. He's there with a load of his mates. They used to be, I won't get into their past, but they used to be the Zulu guys. I used to call those guys, right?
Yeah.
And I was chatting to them. And I remember him saying to me, he goes, yeah, you're getting done today. You're getting done today, Robbie. We're going to bet. I said, listen, that'd be stupid. Birmingham. Oh. He said, you're getting done. And then the game unfolded, right? And we lost. Obviously, we lost the game, right? And I couldn't believe it. And then I come out of the ground. I'm walking back to my car. Who do I see? The same guy with all his mates. And they gave me no end of stick.
Yeah.
And that was just such a demoralising defeat. And that came at a time when Arsenal hadn't won anything.
Yeah,
it was one of those periods when they hadn't won nothing for ages, and everyone was saying, "Oh, when are we going to win a trophy?"
Was that when Fabregas got injured before the final and he had to miss it, and we thought we were going to lose Van Persie as well, and he played.
Yeah.
With the injury, and he actually got the equaliser, didn't he, Van Persie?
It was who is it?
Chesney and Koscielny mix up. Obafemi Martins.
He scored, banged it in, and then
do you know what I
I
remember vividly? Right,
terrible.
Going to the game, and I remember parking at Stratford. I remember getting on the train from Stratford, about 3 stops to Wembley Park, and I remember there was loads of Birmingham fans on the train, and I was with my eldest son, Kieran, and they kept turning around and they were going, go easy on us today. Try not to embarrass us.
Yeah, because everyone wrote them off.
And I was just sitting there like, don't worry, we'll go easy on ya. And I still remember, it's right up there for me in remembrance as the Champions League final is in a lot of defeats and stuff that we've done. I can block out of my memory and I can easily forget eventually. But everything about that day vividly stays in my mind. And I remember when they scored their goal, I remember sitting there and I put my head in my hands and I remember the exact words I kept saying. I just kept saying over and over, what have you done? What have you done? And my voice kept getting louder the more I thought about it. What have you done? What have you done? And it was just because I just saw it in front of my eyes like, what have you done? One of you either clear the ball or take the ball in your arms.
That was a typical Arsenal mistake that we've seen time and time again since. And as I said, it came at a moment when Arsenal needed that trophy to turn a corner. We needed it and we didn't win it. So that shows you that you may not look on it and it don't look that important and stuff like that, these trophies, but trophies are important.
Yeah.
They're important. You know what I mean? Sometimes, as Arsenal fans, all this paper over the cracks bit and all this and that, sometimes we take trophies for granted as Arsenal fans.
Well,
you know that?
I'm telling you.
A lot of fans that I meet from other clubs are telling me that all the time. And when I think about it, they are right.
No.
Hold on. We take it for granted. We take it for granted because trophies are important. Look at Tottenham right now. Look how well they're playing, but what have they won? What is the first thing? What is the first thing that gets levelled at Pochettino, gets levelled at Harry Kane, gets levelled at every Tottenham player and fan? Where are your trophies? Any trophy.
Robbie, Tottenham never win any trophies. So they don't have an expectation.
No.
Listen to me.
Don't just write it off like that. Listen to
let me speak.
They do have an expectation.
Let me say what I've got to say.
They've got a great team.
Let me say what I've got to say. If the club never lied to us, if the club never made promises to us, the club never made us have the highest ticket prices in the country, we wouldn't have that expectation. The reason why we have that expectation is because we were sold a dream. We were sold lies. Okay, that's why, Robbie. And you can't say...
We all want to win. No, we all want to win the biggest...
I've said many times that we have no divine right to win any trophy whatsoever. But what I'm saying to you is that we were sold lies. Okay? We didn't move from Highbury to the Emirates to pay the highest ticket prices, to be told that we're going to be competing with the Bayern Munichs of this world, to be relying on a Carabao Cup. Okay? The Carabao Cup should be a side piece. It should be you know what? That's a great day out. And yeah, it might be lovely.
What did you just say?
No, I'm saying a side piece. Because we should be challenging for the league. To Man City, right? Man City are going to be going for the league. Man City's priorities right now are the Premier League and the Champions League, right? Which they're right in. The league's done, right? They're basically champions, okay? That trophy to them on Sunday, and the Man City fans, and I've spoken to plenty of Man City fans, it's a nice day out for them. Okay, a nice day out. But it's not the be-all and end-all, because they got bigger fish to fry at this end.
Of course.
Whereas us...
It's not the be-all and end-all for us.
Well, it is to some fans. It is to some fans.
No, but hold on, wait a minute. You just said, right, that we don't have a divine right to any of these...
No, we don't.
To any of these trophies, yeah?
But there's a reason why we have expectations.
Hold on. You can have expectations. You can have expectations.
There's a reason why.
You can have expectations. Of course, I agree with you. We should be challenging for the league. It's very disappointing that we're not challenging for the league again. That is something that needs to be addressed.
14 years
but as you said,
for the league.
As you said about divine, well, we have for periods of within that 40 years, we have challenged for the league, but we just ain't won it. You know what I mean? But we have challenged for it. Over the last few years, I think what's been the most disappointing thing and thing that's angered me the most about Arsenal is that we've not put in an effective challenge to win the league. But as you said, there's no divine right. When's the last trophy Liverpool won?
I don't care about Liverpool.
Hold on, but you got to balance. Hold on, wait,
wait. Worrying about other clubs.
I'm not worried about other clubs. I'm not worried about other clubs. I'm trying to make a point to you, right? That sometimes us as fans, right, we belittle these trophies. This tin pot. I don't care, right? When was the last time, right? I'm not worrying about them, but I'm just using it as a comparison because they're a big club too, right? They're a very big club. Some people say they're bigger than us, Liverpool, yeah?
They are bigger than us.
They're the second biggest club, you know, when you look at their fan base, everything.
They're the second biggest club in England. The biggest is Manchester United, and we're third.
Right, when was the last time Liverpool won a trophy?
6 years ago.
Right? When was the last 6 years? And over the last few years...
What trophy was it?
The Champions League?
Nope.
No, sorry, it was the... Carabao Cup or League Cup, wasn't it? That was
done.
The last thing they won.
Well done.
But I'm saying to you, we've been winning trophies, right? Even though we ain't been at our best, we've still had silverware at the end of it.
But my point...
We've got to stop belittling this thing and going about cracks and all that and just say...
You can have your opinion, all right? And that is your divine right to have your opinion. And I respect your opinion because I'm a respectful kind of guy.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah? You can have your opinion, okay?
I'm having it anyway.
Yeah, you go ahead and you have it, right? The fact is that, like I told you, all it's doing is papering cracks, Robbie.
So you'd rather us not win it then?
I'm not saying that I would rather us win it. If I have to...
No, not win it.
I'm saying, right, I'm not saying that I would rather us not win it. I'm saying don't let it paper over cracks.
Let me ask you a question.
Because that's what the club like to do sometimes. Now,
but I'm saying, as you said, going back on your thing, when you say there's no divine right.
No, I know there's no divine right.
I
know there's divine right, but it's about challenging.
Look how much money Manchester United have thrown at the league this season. They're not challenging. You're saying.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to say, yeah? It's about challenging. We're nowhere near the Premier League and we're not even in the Champions League, right?
For the first time in 20 odd years.
Robbie.
We're not in the Champions League.
We were promised, okay? We were made promises. This is not me going, yeah, we deserve that. We were promised. We were told certain things by the club, by the CEO of Arsenal. But what if
at the time when they made those promises, I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate.
Yeah, you are. You're trying to wind me up.
I'm not trying to wind you up.
What are you trying to do? Get views?
No, I'm not trying to wind it up.
You're trying to get views on negativity.
I'm not trying to get no negativity. I'm trying to make a point because I'm trying to make a point that others would make.
No, that's absolutely
I'm trying to make a point that others would make, which is, right, that at the time when they made those promises, right, there was no Chelsea.
What are you on about?
There was when they made those.
When Ivan Gazidis made those promises, it was around about 2012.
Hold on, when they made those promises when we first moved into the stadium, there was no.
They never made them promises.
There was no Abramovich Chelsea.
Whoa, they never made them promises when they moved into the stadium.
No, but when they said we're going to move into this stadium because
so we can compete.
Hold on, so that we can become the Bayern Munich.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They turned around when they moved into the stadium. They said they've got to move into the stadium so that they can compete at the highest level, at the top level.
Yeah.
That's fine. Right. We knew there was that introductory.
So what I'm saying is
what
at that time,
I think it was around about 2011 when Ivan Gazidis turned around and said, within the next couple of years, we will be up there with Bayern Munich, etc.
When they moved into the stadium, they made a lot of promises.
You're not listening. You're not listening. All the promises were not made when they moved into the stadium. They
Right,
said,
but
we're moving here to
you said that we were told
and that was
one
in
second.
2011
One second. You're saying a lot of lies when we moved into the stadium.
I never said that. I said we've been given a lot of lies over the past few years. Ivan Gazidis said around about 2011, I think it was, that in the next couple of years, so by 2014-15, we would be competing with Bayern Munich. We understood that when we moved into the Emirates, there was going to be a transitional period. We understood that we was up against it. I've got nothing but admiration for Arsene Wenger and what he did in the first few years.
Now, when they moved into that stadium, right, and a lot of promises were being made, there was no Abramovich Chelsea, right? There was no Manchester City with their petrodollars, right? They can blow every single person out of the water, right? They were making those promises based off of, at the time, it was us and United, Man United, really, that were right on top, and you could say Liverpool, right? Right, those three teams. But since that's happened, there's been a lot of changes in football. So you've had the emergence of those two, when it comes to spending, superpowers of spending, that they can spend ridiculous amount of money, sustain mega losses, and owners of the club just suck it up and will do whatever it takes and buy whoever it takes to get trophies, right? And as we can see, I was looking at this the other day, if you do an analysis and you look at all the top leagues across Europe, the teams that spend the most money win the league. Basically, Bayern Munich winning the league easily in Germany, spend by far the most money. RB Leipzig in second, they probably spend the second amount of money. They've emerged out of nowhere. They're in second place above Dortmund or teams like that. Spend the most money, right? PSG in France, out of nowhere, they've just come, dominating the league year in, year out. They spend by far the most money. In Italy, Juventus came out of, we were relegated at one time, came back, spend by way the most money, have won their league, was it the last 5 seasons straight? In Spain, as we know, every year it's either Real Madrid or Barcelona spend the most money. Look at the Premier League, the teams that spend the most money, right, over the last, apart from the exception of Leicester, which was the miracle, but with the exception of that, if you look at it over the last 10 years, Chelsea, City, Manchester United, the teams that spend the most money win it. So they didn't, they went, when they was working it out and probably doing their calculations and whatever, they didn't account for that. They didn't even account for the fact that even in the Premier League, because of the deals that's been done in the Premier League, even teams like Stoke and people like that can afford to buy players and pay ridiculous wages for players like Shaqiri and that would probably at one time would only have been able to have been purchased by one of the top 6. So, a lot of changes has come along. We do need to take those things into account as well. And a Carabao Cup is a trophy, If we're winning trophies every year, is that not important?
It's not acceptable. A Carabao Cup every year and an FA Cup is not acceptable as an Arsenal fan.
We want more. We want more. We know that. We want more. I agree with you on the competing, challenging thing.
It's about challenging.
But I'm saying that then we can't, sometimes as well, we've got to accept that,
yes, I understand that.
At least
it's the not challenging.
Tottenham, when's the last time they won a trophy? They've got this, everybody's hailing them.
But you're not listening.
Everyone's hailing them for this great team and they've won no trophies.
But you're not listening.
Do we not need to give Wenger credit for that and say, you know what?
It's about challenging. It's about challenging. That's what this is down to. We're not challenging for the big trophies. Arsene Wenger is now prioritising the trophies that he dismissed.
Well, he's not prioritising them, but he wants to win them, obviously.
Really? Really?
I'm sure he prioritises the league.
Well, hold on a minute.
Hold on a
minute. If Arsene Wenger's still got the same mindset about the Carabao Cup, he will play kids on Sunday. Just like he did against Chelsea.
Well, no, if he played...
Well, no, what's the difference?
Well, maybe he's learnt from his mistakes of that game.
What are you on about? No, he hasn't learnt from his mistakes.
No,
because he hasn't got nothing to go for there no more. We were fighting for titles then. We were in the Champions League.
Yeah, but then also you could also say that you might be saying to yourself, well, you know, I've learned from my mistakes.
No, I'll tell you what
past.
Arsene Wenger's thinking, in my opinion, that he needs to win a trophy because he knows he could be out of the job at the end of this year.
That's what management business should be all about anyway. So if he wins a trophy,
no, he's hanging on by.
So let me ask you a question.
Hanging on for dear life.
Right? Would you swap winning the Europa League and the Carabao Cup on Sunday? We lose both of those and Arsene Wenger goes, or we win both of those and he stays on for another 2 years.
There he goes.
So you rather lose those?
Sometimes you've got to Sometimes you've got to take a step back for 2 steps forward, because what I believe. Listen to me, right? I believe, is that you shush and let me say what I've got to say, right? I think one of the worst things that ever happened to us was possibly winning the cup final against Hull. Because if we lost that, then Wenger would have left, in my opinion. And I feel that him staying on is selfish. I think that he's only gone and tarnished his own legacy by staying on longer.
You're being selfish now.
No, I'm not being selfish, Robbie.
You are, because you're saying you'd rather us lose.
Listen to me. Listen.
Rather us lose.
Listen. I'm not saying I want us to lose. I'm saying if we got given a choice, right?
Because
I'm looking at the bigger picture. And if the bigger picture is Arsene Wenger retiring, a new man coming in and challenging us for the Champions League and the Premier League, then...
Hopefully
everything
There's no guarantee.
No, I know there's no guarantee. But I'm saying that if there's the possibility that we could be winning titles again and challenging for the Champions League to win that holy grail of the Champions League, which I know all Arsenal fans want to win, then it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. Because, let's say for argument's sake, we do lose those trophies. I don't want us to lose those trophies. I want us to win trophies. This is the catch-22. And I think it's a wrong kind of question to ask anyone.
I can ask it.
You can ask it, but I think that
I'm entitled to ask my opinion.
No, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that I think that it's a bit of a loaded gun. The question. It's kind of you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
No, not me. With me, I want us to win them.
No. You're not listening, right? Listen to me. Let's say we had a crystal ball in front of us right now. Let's say we had a crystal ball, right? And I said to you, Robbie, this crystal ball, let's picture your head as a crystal ball. It's kind of shiny.
So crystal ball.
But you think, right? There's a crystal ball, right? And I'm looking into it like Mystic Meg. I'm rubbing Robbie's big bar head, right? Yeah. It's like
you might get that big bar head in the nose in a minute. You know what I mean? Carry on.
Crush on, Robbie. And but you imagine, right? I got a crystal ball, right? And I say to you, I say, right, Robbie, we're going to lose the Carabao Cup final in the Europa League, In the next 2 years, new manager's going to come in and he's going to win us a Premier League title and we're going to be in a Champions League final. Or we'll win the Champions League and we'll be in the running for that Premier League title. No. But it's just like what you've said to me.
Not.
It's a similar thing. No. So what I'm saying is that, Robbie, listen, if you was to know the future, and that was put on your plate.
That's a...
No, listen. See what I mean? No, because
it's not. It's different. Thing. Because my question, you're talking about winning, guarantee that we're going to win the Premier League and win the Champions League, which are way bigger trophies. And of course, then I'd say yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, but in my mind, I genuinely believe. Listen, because in my mind, I genuinely believe that we are about 3 players away.
My question was a simple one.
Listen to me. I genuinely believe that we're 3-4 players away from being a serious side that can seriously challenge, right? But even with those 3-4 players, I don't think Arsene Wenger's got it in him anymore to take them to that level. We go and get those 3-4 players and we have a different manager. I genuinely do believe that we will challenge for trophies, the big trophies again, right? And that is, we need to look at the goalkeeper situation. We need to look at the centre-back situation. We need to look at the defensive midfield situation. 3 players that are part of your spine. I also think we need to look at the right-back situation. And that's not because Hector Bellerin said what he said. It's because the fact that Hector Bellerin is the only right back we've got at Arsenal Football Club, and he's 22 years old. So we either need to go and buy someone that's going to challenge him, push him, or someone that's going to come in that's a lot older, more experienced, that will play, and Hector can then go back to learning off him and maybe try and rediscover the form that he had that got him his new contract and he come in the first place. Like I'm saying, I don't ever want to lose any game. I don't want to lose, you know, it's
my question was a simple one. Do you want to lose those 2 games and the manager
But part of me does
I didn't
believe,
promise no trophies
no, I know
or nothing like that.
Part of me does believe that if Arsene Wenger's gone, we will be able to move forward as a club.
Maybe.
So my mindset is not. It's not selfish. It's my mindset. Is in my opinion.
We may do.
In my opinion,
we may not.
In my opinion,
could be years of more pain.
I know it could be, but I'm saying, in my opinion, it could be the catalyst for change. Like what they said, the catalyst for change.
My thing about it is this, right? Is that I want to win everything we're in. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Whatever's going to happen is going to happen with the manager situation. Arsene Wenger can't go on forever. There's going to come... I personally don't think that when his contract runs out, if he does get to that long, but when his contract runs out, I can't see him renewing that unless he won the league. And then we're all happy because he's then...
What did I say to you before
he's then
the start
kicked
of
on.
the season?
But for me, we've got no control over as we've seen over the years, fans have got no control over what happens with the managerial situation. That's probably a good thing as well, because, you know, sometimes with fans, we get it wrong. We've seen at numerous clubs around the Premier League, fans calling for managers to go, and then they're in even worse trouble after that. You know, look at West Brom at the moment, right? So whatever's going to happen with that manager situation is going to happen. Right now, any competition that we are in, I want us to win it, right? The 2 that we can realistically win this season is the Carabao and the Europa League. Let's go out there and win them. Nobody was moaning, United fans.
I know, and I'll
they're
say
not moaning
that.
now. They're not moaning now. They're in the Champions League this year.
And like I said to you,
people seem to forget that United finished 6th last year.
Yeah, and like I said to you, I want to win the trophies, but I'm just saying, if I had the option, because the option right now is very simple, that Arsene Wenger's going to stay on for another year. So that's simple as that. I want to win the trophies that we're in, and I'd love to win them because it's a nice day out. It's something good.
I'm just trying to make sure that because there's some fans as well that are blinded by
I'm not blinded by nothing.
They want Wenger gone so much. It's almost like if he won the league, they'd still want him gone.
No, I said to you before the start of this season.
If he won the league, would you give him? If you was the
all day long,
you give him a new contract
all day long. Okay. Deserves it. I said to you before the start of this season, I want Arsene Wenger to prove everyone wrong. If he went out there and won the league or the Champions League, yeah, obviously not this season because we're not in it, but if he actually went out there and won the league and that, then what can you moan about? You physically won't be able to. Okay, and I even said to you that I'd apologise. And I would burn... I even think I'd done an interview where I said I'd burn the banner if he went and won the league. Do you remember? I said I'd burn it. And you know what I mean? And it's just like... But we're not competing. And I just see us going backwards more and more every single season. I'm seeing the same problems, the same frailties, the same... You know, I look at the performance against Tottenham. It's not acceptable. How can you not be up for a North London derby? It's not acceptable.
You're up for the first one.
Yeah, we're up for the first one, but that's
won that one as well. Remember that. But a lot of the criticisms I've heard from people of that is almost like they've forgotten that we won the. No. We played them twice this season, right? Beat them 2-0 in the first game at our place. They beat us 1-0.
Yeah. Well, we were lucky it was only 1-0 and it was about 1-0,
right? And a lot of people also need to remember that. Even though I would say that, you know, obviously the league don't lie, they're a better team than us in the league this season, but. Let's not get carried away. We did beat them as well.
Yeah, but Robbie,
right? We destroyed them actually.
Robbie, over the last few years, our home record against any of the top sides, bar Liverpool, has been good. Bar Liverpool, it's always been good, and we haven't actually been losing. We lost to Man United this year. We've had a problem the last few years with Liverpool, with the 4-3, the 3-3, you know, there just seems to be this thing about Liverpool. But everyone else, we beat Man City recently at the Emirates. We've drawn with Man City. We've beaten Manchester United last season. We've beaten Spurs. We've done all that away from home against these sides. I think the last away game we actually won against one of these sides was Man City, the 2-0.
All right. Well, listen, as you say, Man City. and you're talking about homes. Home away from home is Wembley, apart from the Tottenham game. But Wembley finals, we've done very well in those, and I
think it's 9 out of 9.
Community Shields and all stuff like that. We've had a great record recently at Wembley. We're playing against Manchester City. We know that they are the best team in this country, easily. They've shown it in the league.
You want to know if we can beat them?
Can we beat them?
Yeah,
Wigan.
There you go.
Wigan beat them the other day.
How much?
1-0.
If I would have gave you £50 of my own money and said to you, Robbie, go stick that on Wigan, you wouldn't. You'd have probably gone, nah, sod that. I'm going to stick that 50 on Man City. I ain't telling them that. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't.
I mean, but
Seriously.
then, can we play like... I mean, how do we approach this game?
I love the way you nearly said, can we play like Wigan?
Well,
They're a League One side.
No, but when I say defend like that, we can't defend for 90 minutes. So I don't think we can.
This is the thing, Robbie. We are supposed to be a top Premier League side.
But I don't think that should be the tactic. Me personally, I'm interested to see what you think.
Answer me this then.
And then
answer me this. If we set up our tactics exactly the same and we win 1-0, would you be unhappy?
I wouldn't be unhappy, but I just don't think we can play like that for 90 minutes.
We haven't got the personnel.
No, we haven't.
We haven't got the personnel.
I think that we need to kind of be brave in that game and take it to City in that final. Be sensible. Mm-hmm. Have a good shape in that when... Well, be sensible, we get smashed. But have a good defensive shape, but have nothing to fear. No, I don't want to see... The game the other day against Tottenham, what annoyed me, and I'm kind of seeing a pattern in this in away games, is that we go away from home and we're playing teams without no plan. It's like, we don't know whether to defend or attack or whatever.
Where's that stem from?
Well...
This is what we get back to.
Yeah,
and
but, I want us, I want us to be brave in that final.
I do. I want us to. And we've got to be cautious because at the end of the day, if we try going toe-to-toe with Man City, they'll destroy us. They've got the best player in the league, along with Mo Salah, in Kevin De Bruyne. Simple as that. Aguero could punish anyone on his day, given half a chance.
Sterling as well.
Sterling. At you. Yeah, he's going to come out. Sane's back. Jesus is back.
Is he back for that game?
I think he'll be on the bench or something. So, then you've obviously got the likes of David Silva. Will he play as well? There's so many options. If they can't kill you with their starting 11, they can easily bring someone off the bench that'll do it for them.
It's the problem with their team is that, you can look at certain teams and you can say, stop this. So you look at Chelsea and say, stop Hazard. And they're not the same.
With Man City, you stop one and then you've got another.
You stop De Bruyne, it's still Silva.
Yeah, it's still Sterling, it's still
Sane,
Sterling, it's still Aguero,
it's still all over the pitch.
I just think that their weak spot is their defence. And the point I'm going to get onto here, which I feel Arsenal need to exploit, is Man City's left-hand side. They've got no recognised first-choice left-back. Fabian Delph has now been suspended for the game. And he's not even their first choice left back anyway. But that's where by the way. That's where they're going to be weak. They'll probably play. Is it Danilo on that side? But he's a right footer. It's an area we need to exploit. I'm going to get onto Hector Bellerin now.
Right.
He needs to exploit it. I'm not trying to dig him out. I'm not trying to say anything. Hector needs to put in the performance of his life.
I think Hector can exploit it if he's. This is what I'm saying about bravery. Now, one of the things I've found with Hector this season is that, and I don't know, sometimes it hasn't always been his fault. I said it the other day against Tottenham, right? When a lot of people was having a go at him, I didn't agree with it because I felt, I was watching, I was arguing with Troops on the Bias show because I was saying to Troops, I go, if you actually analyse that game, every time Hector Bellerin tried to get forward, right? When he looked round, or when he looked for someone covering him, there was no one there because of, I forget who was playing in front of him. Mesut Ozil was playing on that right side.
You know what, it's difficult to analyse the game straight after it.
Ozil, I know you love him and you hate to criticise him or whatever, right?
He was played in the wrong position.
I don't like him in that position and he was missing, right? He was just gone, right? So it was Hector Bellerin was have to man everything on that right-hand side. Hence, that's why he was very reluctant to get forward. He'd come to about, get to the ball and he'd be like, he'd look around and he'd be like, if I lose this ball now, they're straight in. Now, against City, with their front three, the pace that they've got, the way they're able to turn over, when they win the ball back, and the pace of their counter-attack, he's going to be so frightened of losing that ball that it's going to be, it's a tough game for Bellerin.
I would be tempted to go back to 3 at the back. For this, I would. Monreal, Mustafi, Koscielny.
I'm going to ask you for your team in a minute. Actually, what we're going to do, that's why I got this bit of paper, and that's why I got this pen here that you keep fiddling with, right? We're going to do our team.
I thought you was writing down my probationary notes.
I'll leave that to the experts, right?
Oh,
so we're gonna do our team, right? And so we'll consider that formation as well, because we've got to figure out a way to nullify that counter-attacking when we lose the ball against City. It's like in the blink of an eye, bang, bang, bang. They're there, right? Around the thing. Do we give up loads of possession to them as well? That's the other thing, like what Wigan did. Just said to them, yeah, go on, you lot have it. Bit like what Chelsea did the other day.
I think
with Chelsea against Barcelona, they said they have it.
What did I say to you against Spurs? The best form of defence is attack.
So you want us to go all out attack?
Not all out, be sensible. But I want us to take the game to them as well, because when we did it at the Etihad...
Not this season, we didn't. For a period.
That's what I'm saying.
For a period, but...
In that first half... listen.
We had even Ninnies at our back. No, who was it? Coquelin. Playing like we had about...
centre-back.
It was like some mad formation.
What I'm saying is that against Manchester City, once we went 2-0 down, it was like the shackles were released off us, because it was like, all right, we've lost the game, so we can just go and express ourselves. Once we expressed ourselves... So we went into the game scared? Yeah. And once we expressed ourselves, Lacazette scored, a bit of confidence come back, and everyone was going, whoa, hold on.
And we could have...
Man City started retreating.
If they're not a dodgy offside,
it could have
been a different game.
If you ask any honest Man City fan, and a lot of them have said it this season, Arsenal probably give them their best game.
They did, up until Liverpool.
Up till Liverpool and Wigan and whatnot. But they said at 2-1, they thought we were going to get back in the game, and they were on the back foot. They were retreating. So we need to go with that mindset.
Do you think as well about the air of invincibility's gone a little bit from City now? You know what I mean? They had that game against Palace when Palace should really have beaten them. They had the penalty right at the end. They've lost now to Wigan. You know what I mean? That's quite a
do you know what? You'll see by this game. You'll see by this game. I remember.
But you know what? They were going into games a few weeks ago, and it was I remember. No one, they're going to be invincible and stuff like that.
Yeah, look, this game will be a big test because, they started the week going for the quadruple. By the end of this week, they could only have the double. That's how quick things change in football. They can be out 2 competitions like that in the space of a week. So how will that affect them for the Champions League and everything else? It would be a big test. I remember when we lost our 49-game unbeaten run, and everyone said, how will they react? And if I remember rightly, our next game was at home and we played Southampton. And we were losing until the 90th minute, and Van Persie popped up and got an equaliser. And that kind of steadied things again for a little while. But there was a knock-on effect. Where we started that season so strongly, broke Nottingham Forest's record, was striding through, everyone was like, they're going to win the league again. That kind of had a knock-on effect for the rest of the season, and we ended up losing the league. So you don't know what the other night had done. It's one of 2 things. It either affects them where they might start questioning themselves, or it's only gone and fired them up and we're in for a fucking difficult day because they've just been pissed off now. We'll find out though.
Let's get into the team, right? So what formation you're saying?
I'll go
3 at the back.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to agree with you, yeah? Just move this out. So...
Espina in goal.
Right.
Because we know he's in goal.
Huh?
We know he's in goal. Arsene Wenger's already said he's going to
No, but do you agree with that?
Yeah. Because he stuck with the policy all the way through. And Petr Cech's not exactly being blind in this season.
Your best goalkeeper in, like you said, we want to win.
Has Petr Cech been that great this season? Come on. And let's think, it's a cup competition. It may go penalties.
All right, we'll have our speed.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it may go penalties. So let's, And I can't imagine Arsene Wenger doing a Louis van Gaal and changing the goalkeeper just before the penalty shootout.
Ospina in goal.
Yeah.
Right. Right back.
Right wing back. Hector Bellerin.
You sure?
I was tempted to play Maitland-Niles at right back.
That'd be stupid, man. Bellerin is in. This is our back three, by the way, yeah?
No. That's right wing back. That's not the back three.
Oh, listen, man, you've messed up my thing now.
You said to me right back.
You said a back three.
Yeah, and then you went right back, and I said right wing back.
Can I have another bit of paper?
This
Jesus
clown.
Christ, man. You know what I mean? You'd be no good on Sky and stuff like that, would you?
Well, no, because if you would actually spend some of that money that you earn from this channel, you would have one of those little boards here now, and we could start typing them out and everything.
We're old school here, you know what I mean? Right, Ospina.
Right, nice and smaller, yeah, so you don't take half the page like you did before. Right. There we go. That's more central as well. Well done.
Ospina. Right, back three.
We're going with the back three.
Back
three. Monreal, Koscielny, Mustafi. No, yeah. All right, what are you putting there? Mustafi, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Chill, man.
Can you spell it?
Piss off, man. I went to a good school, unlike you. Right. Mustafi.
Koscielny.
I'll just put Kos.
Can you not spell it?
Of course I know how to spell Koscielny. Koscielny.
Oh, you're panicking then, right now.
What's up with this man,
Panicking.
I'm just doing it for space-wise. Couldn't you spell Monreal? Spell Monreal.
M-O-N.
Yeah?
R-E-A-L.
That's easy anyway, you're lucky. Can you spell Hector Bellerin?
Yeah, B-E-L-L-E-R-I-N.
Right, so I presume Bellerin's going to be your...
right wing back.
Right.
Right, wait there. After you've done that. Left
Bellerin.
wing back.
Left wing back.
Spell Kolasinac.
Oh, fuck off. Actually, I know how to spell it. It's
K-O-L.
K-O-L-A-S-I-N-A-C.
K-O-L.
Kolasinac.
A-S-I-N-A-C.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that who you want?
Yeah, left wing back. Yeah. I'm a little confused as to why he's been frozen out lately.
Yeah.
It does seem weird.
Especially when he started playing so well.
Alas.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Oh, someone messed up the spelling, have they?
Right, Kolasinac. Right. Kolasinac. Right, who else?
Yeah,
right, so this is the important...
This is where it gets...
Right, Ramsey's in the squad, remember. So remember, Rambo is back.
I'm not sure whether he's going to start.
Rambo is back. Rambo, when he comes to Wembley...
He wasn't risked for the Carabao Cup game. The Carabao Cup, the
Xhaka.
Second leg of
These
the
are your options
Europa
here.
League.
Let me give you your options here.
Xhaka,
Ramsey, Wilshere, Elneny. Elneny as well has done a decent enough job.
I'm going to go
defensively.
outside the box with this.
Right.
I'm going to go with...
You're the manager, by the way.
I'm going to go with
Elneny. Get sacked
I'm going to go with Elneny sitting in front of the back three. Because I think he's more disciplined.
Right.
And then I'm going to go with...
So Elneny here?
Yeah. What would you go with?
I'll tell you after. Right, Elneny. Then it's hard, this, isn't it?
No. Then I would go with Ramsey and Wilshere.
Yeah.
Wilshere more the left side, Ramsey the right side. Ozil.
Where?
Going 1-1. Uber.
You know how to spell that?
A-U-B A-M-E-Y-A-N-G.
A-M?
Yeah.
That's how we actually spell it always wrong. A-M. Yang. Ospina in goal. Back three of Mustafi, Koscielny, Monreal. Bellerin, Elneny, Kolasinac, Ramsey, Wilshere, Ozil and Aubameyang up front. It's quite defensive though.
Playing Man City. We do need to have solidity.
You just said the best form of...
No, I know. We've got
best form of
what did I say? I said we've got to have the right balance. I think we've got enough defensively there, And I still feel with this, we've got the creativity. We release the ball early. We know this man can stretch anyone because of his pace. We know this guy can find him. Okay? When we need to double up, we know that this man can join up with him. Very good at Wembley. Always seems to score. One of these kind of players that very much makes the runs late into the box. Yeah? Wilshere can also act as a double because he's played that role before. So he can play the defensive side if need be. When we need to drive through the middle and create, he can also do that job as well. I think it gives us a bit of everything. El Neni is just there more as the protector. It's a difficult one because I am tempted to put Xhaka there because of Xhaka's long ball distribution.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And that is the only thing that I would kind of go El Neni / Xhaka because I haven't decided yet. Now, Arsene Wenger's allowed up until the morning of the game to make his decision on the team selection. So
there's not a lot on the bench there, is there?
Well, you've got to remember, we've lost Mkhitaryan because he's cup-tied.
So you have what on the bench? Welbeck.
There's going to be no Lacazette because he's injured. So that limits 2 players that you would say, would be fighting to get in the starting 11. So you're going to have Welbeck. You're going to have Iwobi. You're going to have probably Reece Nelson. Maybe Eddie Nketiah. Xhaka or El Neni, dependent on who's there. And then maybe a Callum Chambers.
It's not, to be fair to you, I think that's a decent enough team. I think I kind of agree.
Like I said, that's the only area where I'm kind of...
I was thinking about maybe an Iwobi, right? And the reason why I was thinking of an Iwobi, and I know a lot of people will have a go at me here because Iwobi seems to be, as I say, he gets scapegoated a lot. I do see the reason sometimes why he's in the team, because he's a ball-carrying player. So he's one of the few players in that team, when I look at that team, apart from Jack, he can. Ozil can carry it as well. So these two can carry it. Ramsey's not really a ball carrier.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, the reason why Ramsey is because Kolasinac is really strong down the left-hand side in his delivery.
Because you need somebody who's going to carry that ball. Like, against a team like City.
If you look at a lot of Aubameyang's goals for Dortmund, a lot of them are from first-time deliveries into the box. He's a box player, scores his goals in his box. Kolasinac, one of his strongest points is bombing down that left-hand side and whipping the ball in. So it kind of plays. So that's why I've gone with him there, and I still don't know why he's...
Do you know what, right? I'm going to...
That's the only area.
It's the first time I've agreed with him for a long time, but I actually like this team. The only thing
that is the only area I am debating.
Despite him not really being on form, but I think this is the game for Xhaka.
That's why I said Xhaka.
I put Xhaka in instead of El Neni, but apart from that, I like this team. I do think you're right that we're going to have to, be thinking about defence, and these guys can drop back in and help out.
That's what
defense.
I mean. And then when Monreal, who's been very good at getting forward lately, he's got a defensive-minded player
to back
that
him up.
wouldn't go, I'm just going to follow him and leave it open.
And I don't want to see this guy out on the right-hand side because it's a waste of time.
It's a waste of space. Left or right, you're losing
and then,
what he is.
You know that Man City play a very high up the pitch. That's the nature of their play. They play it out. And I think... I think that we need to do. Man City are not a side that go goalkeeper like this. Man City go here, here, here. So the idea of playing wing-backs is to press high up. Yeah, but then if they press too high up, then
no, that's what I'm on about.
That could be where you you have an Iwobi in because he can help to press with the press.
This is what I'm saying about knowing when to press. Like we've had this conversation before about there's been games where we've tried to press, but we've done it at the wrong time and we've been exposed. The Tottenham game at home is a prime example of when we pressed when we had to. We knew when to press. We knew when not to press. It's about getting that balance right this week.
A very important person in this team this week is Aubameyang.
Yeah, because he can stretch
because we might not have the ball as much as we want, but with his pace in behind, and we've got to get the ball in behind him on a regular basis. He has the pace to frighten that City defence.
He must be absolutely dying to play.
And he hasn't played for ages. So
his last 2 games will have been at Wembley.
Yeah.
Spurs and then here.
So, and even against Spurs, even though he had a quiet game, he had that one chance when he got in behind and was given offside, which should have been onside. And that and Wilshire's got to be in there, and Ozil's got to be in there, and Ramsey, if he's fit, has to be in there because he's Mr. Wembley.
That's the thing. So, I think that the reason why I've got Ramsey there, right, instead of an Iwobi, for example, is that Ramsey, not just a whole Wembley thing, but
he scores goals as well.
He's very good at. He just seems to be one of these players that gets into a box at a certain time, and the ball seems to find him.
Yeah, that's the problem with Iwobi is that it might be a great ball carrier, but when he gets into position,
his finishing is just
when he gets into position where we want the end product, he doesn't have it.
And Ramsey's last game, he scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, Ramsey has end product. Ramsey, and he'll be, I was gutted for him when he was out injured. So this is the team. Ospina in goal. This is DT, the manager of DT's team, right? Ospina in goal. Mustafi, Koscielny, Monreal in the back 3. Hector Bellerin, he hasn't dropped him. He's kept him in, right? They've had a sit down and they've had a talk. DT as manager with Hector, and he said, "No, Hector, you're in." Right?
We did come to an agreement, though.
They've come to an agreement.
If he plays poorly, he's got to cut his hair off.
Right? So Hector Bellerin is going to be very important in that game. I think
he's got to exploit that weakness.
He's going to be very important in that game.
I don't know whether he doesn't take players on because he's frightened at the moment.
I told you that.
He knows that he's crossing his paw. Let's be real about it.
I got the feeling he's going to have a good game.
But I would love for him... I would love nothing more than Hector Bellerin to put in a 9 out of 10 performance, be man of the match, get a man of the match award, lift the trophy at the end. And I would actually love for him to come over and stick his fingers up and say, "Fuck you, DT." And I'd applaud him off. I'd be well happy. I'd be over the moon. Because that's all I want my players to do is just perform. If we lose this game, but every one of those players puts 110% in, and at the end of it, we go, "You know what, Man City are just too good. There's nothing we can do."
Yeah,
then I'll come out of there and I'll say, what can we do?
We've got to go down fighting. If we're going to go down, I don't want us to go down. But
if we go and play that game in the same mindset and with the same mentality we played at Wembley against Tottenham, then of course I'm going to come out the stadium and of course I'm going to fucking start moaning about it.
But if
because it's not acceptable.
One of the best performances I saw this season from Arsenal, right? Best and worst in the same game was United. Because we were so poor. But we didn't drop our heads. We absolutely peppered them. And on another day, had it not been for their goalkeeper, we would have been back in the game.
David De Gea, how many points has he saved them this season?
But El Neni, that's the only one. That's the only one where I said. But El Neni, I'd go Xhaka. Kolasinac, why not? This guy's a great player. Why we haven't been playing him more, I don't know. Ramsey, Wilshere, Ozil, Aubameyang. That's a good team as well. When you look at that team,
I don't think I've ever seen Ramsey, Wilshere, together, all from a start.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because what seems to happen when Ramsey comes back, Wilshere's injured. When Wilshere's back, Ramsey's injured. So when we're
around,
no, but that's what seems to happen every time we have the debate leading up to a game and going, well, you can't drop Wilshere, and you can't drop Ramsey because he's just scored a hat trick. Well, it's going to have to be Xhaka that comes out because we've got to play the both of them. We then get to the game and it's like, oh, Ramsey's injured, so Wilshere comes back in. So that's answered your debate anyway. So it'd be nice to actually see what they can do together.
I like this team. What do you guys think? I want you.
You're right.
I actually like you. He's come up with a good team, right?
Now, so I could be a manager.
No, you couldn't. This is also man management as well. In man management, you beef.
Listen,
everybody be walking out after a couple of days.
Remember what we spoke about? I need to get on Wembley's pitch before Sunday.
Try and get on the pitch.
I need to bless it
and bless the goals.
I need to go and bless the goals.
So any officials at Wembley or anybody at Arsenal, if you can try and get him in to bless the goals, because apparently every time he blesses them, we win.
There ain't no apparently about it. It's fact.
All right. Fact is, every time he's got on the pitch before a game and bless the goals, we've won. So try
4 in a row.
4 in a row. Let's try and manoeuvre something.
Remember that. Anderlecht away, we won 2-1. Semi-final against Man City, we won. And what goal did Alexis Sanchez score in? The one I blessed. Cup final, what goal did Aaron Ramsey score in? The one I blessed. Ostersund away, which goal did David Ospina save a penalty from? The one I blessed. Get me into Wembley.
Get him into Wembley before the game and we're sure to win it. What do you guys think? Do you agree with that combination? Can we beat Manchester City. They're the best team in the Premier League, without a doubt. Can Arsenal upset the odds and beat Manchester City? What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Also, I want to know from you guys, do you care? Is it a tin pot cup?
How are you feeling yourself? How do you, honestly?
I honestly think we're going to win the game.
Do you know what mindset I'm going in? Do you remember the semi-final and the final last year? We all met up beforehand and I sat there and said to you, "Now I'm not confident. I'm just going to go in with..."
I was confident before both of those games.
I went in saying, I'm going to enjoy the day. I'm going to have some fun. And what will be, will be. Because if I feel in my own mind, if I go in with that mindset, the disappointment will be easier to take at the end of it.
Yeah. I remember I was confident in the semi-final against Chelsea. And I was confident in the final, against City. And I was confident in the final against Chelsea. I remember interviewing City fans and they were so confident.
Score prediction?
I get the feeling they won't be this time, as they'll be very wary of Arsenal. I'm going 2-1. There's going to be goals in it. Aubameyang's going to score the winner.
Penalties.
If it's penalties, we've got no chance.
Ospina. Let me bless that goal.
Their keeper's very good.
Bravo's very good on penalties. They've already won on penalties this season in this competition.
That's if they play Bravo. Will they play Bravo? That's the other thing.
I think.
Will they play Bravo?
I think Guardiola's already said he will. Because they nearly went out against Wolves.
Because with the pressing game as well,
that's where
maybe it might be a change of formation then, because he's not as good as the other keeper, Edison.
I'd be more worried about
Edison on the press is absolutely fantastic, but Bravo.
You know, there's
although
talk,
he's still
there's talk that when Man City wrap up the Premier League, they're going to let Edison come out and play in midfield. Being serious.
I'll tell you what, he'd be decent.
And there's no rules against it. You can do it.
Yeah, he'd be decent. I think that I could see if that happened. Say there's certain teams.
Why? He's a player. Play where he wants.
I'm saying I think there's certain teams like I could see a Sean Dyche instructing his midfielders to take him out for coming out and taking the mick.
He'll probably roast them. You know what I mean? But I'm saying at the end of the day, why not? Last game of the season, Man City have already won the league.
I don't agree with it. That's taking the mick.
It's letting him have a go out on field.
That's arrogance. That's sort of things that people will remember in the next season.
Yeah,
you know?
We want that.
Yeah.
We want that because it might actually give us a chance. You know, if teams actually start playing against Man City and stop letting them walk away with it. They put a De Bruyne in goal.
I hope they do that on Sunday.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching the podcast today. We'll be back next week, hopefully talking about a win. Don't forget you can download the podcast in the description below as well. Thanks for watching the show, Mr. DT. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.